Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Bisonte C45. It's the Tier 8 Italian premium heavy tank. It was the one that came in the loot boxes last Christmas. It's currently located on the southwest spawn of Highway, and it's under the command of EinfachVerschnurrt, which means softly purring. Game on. Well, this heavy tank never existed because it was only a idea by a certain Colonel Mario Zinni to make a heavy tank for the Italian forces. It's basically an original design. There was no prototypes, and it was the first tank in the game with an auto reloader. Yes, a tank that can actually automatically load, other than of course the Progetto. I shouldn't forget the Progetto. The Progetto was in the game before this one was, but it was the first heavy tank on the Italian tech tree with an auto reloader, I should say. Now there is an auto reloader in another heavy tank, and that's the IS-3A. But this was the original heavy tank that came up from the Italian tech tree, which basically told everyone that Wargaming were going to put heavy tanks in the Italian tech tree line. So it was just a matter of time before they introduced the standard tanks, and of course now they've done that. Of course they've also introduced Czech tanks now as well, Czech heavy tanks. It's a 105mm gun capable of 360 caliber. You can see down there with the penetration of 218mm for standard rounds, and with the heat rounds you'll go through 270. Now it's got spaced armour around the turret and on the upper front plate, and because it's an auto reloader it's got 3 shells, but it loads them sequentially, and it does take rather a long time to get all 3 in, but it's always in the case of loading. So long as one shell's been fired, it's loading the next one in. Okay, he's got his first shell in, but he's waiting for his second and his third. There's the Centurion. He's still not loaded, and if he fires now, he won't be able to get the second one reloaded quite as quickly. So he's actually waiting until he's got all 3 in. Oh, he fired prematurely there now, so he's got to start the loading process for the second round all over again. He does get around into the T44, but he blocks a shot from the Centurion. But the problem now is he's not loaded, and this enemy Pershing has got right close to him as well as that Centurion. He's got 10 degrees of gun depression, so he can actually use ridge lines. One of the good things about this tank as well, he did take a round there from the Pershing, is that the turret itself doesn't really have any weak spots, and I think you can see that. There's no cupolas really as such. Well, there is a sort of cupola there. It's very difficult to see, but there's a commander's vision ports, but they're so flat it's very difficult to actually get around into them at all. So technically speaking, there's no cupola to aim at, but it's fairly weak on the lower glacis, as well as the upper glacis is fairly weak as well, even though it has spaced armour. He's keeping these guys at bay single-handedly, well, with the help of a Progetto 46 who's a little way off, and he's almost managed to get 3 rounds into the mag again. Now, as you know, on an auto reloader you can't load different types of shells at the same time. You can either have one type or the other. So he's making do with standard ammo at the moment, and you do get plenty of ammo. There's 60 rounds in the magazine in total, and he's been burning through these standard rounds, and he's blocking shots from the enemy quite well. Block shots from the Pershing, and also from the Star 1 and the CS53. Just needs to be angled enough to block their shots. That spaced armour's doing all the work for him. Okay. This is the first of 2 games featuring the Bisonte, and there's going to be another video featuring another 2 games, all by EinfachVerschnurrt. Oh, kill shot! Well, that's his first kill. Took out the Pershing after being hit by that guy for some time. And he takes out the T44 as well. He's doing incredibly well here because he's holding not only those enemy at bay, but he's taking them out one by one. And he's already blocked damage of 2,270, although he's lost half his hit points. And he's now taken out the Star 1 as well, so that's his 3rd kill. But the Centurion is still in play. And, well, the enemy CS53 just got took out by the Progetto. It's just that Centurion trying to use his gun depression on us from a way back. He obviously had the sense to pull back when he realised EinfachVerschnurrt was taking out each of his teammates one by one. Yep, okay, tough turret, very difficult to hit, but he's trying to get the weak spot. Capola doesn't get it. He's almost got 3 rounds, and he's got the help of the Progetto this time. At 10 degrees of gun depression is very, very good. And when he's using it over this ridgeline, the spaced armour on the upper plate, even though it's fairly weak, is doing its job, and so is the armour around the turret. I was just trying to show you can see there was a heat round there, went through one side of the spaced armour. Oh, and an enemy ELC Evan 90 has been spotted a short distance away behind that building, and he's just got taken out by the TS5 near our cap area. There's only 5 enemy tanks left, so that Centurion is one of them. That means the other 4 are either back at their cap or in the city. You should be able to get this. Oh, he didn't get it, but if he pulled just a bit further over the ridgeline, you might be able to get into his body. He fires the other round anyway, and it looks like the Centurion fired back in anger because he kicked up the ground. And I suspect that he did actually get that last round into the Centurion, although we'll have to wait and see. Okay, oh, it's just the top of the turret chain, but he takes him out anyway, because the shell actually went through the sides and the rear of the turret. So he's got a lot of reloading to do now, and he's actually loading his heat rounds, not his standard rounds now, because he's got to face up against 2 enemy heavy tanks, a Bisonte C45, an IS-6 on the enemy team, and they've also got a T26E4 Super Pershing. The other enemy tank has got fairly weak armour, that's a GSOR 1008. And although this replay comes from August of 2021, he is actually playing with or against tanks that came out in the loot boxes in terms of the Bisonte and the GSOR 1008. I must admit, I was more pleased to actually get the GSOR than I was to get the Bisonte when they came out, but I won't be buying any loot boxes this year simply because Wargaming nerfed Arty and I wasn't particularly happy at that. So no more loot boxes for me. And it's a pity for Wargaming because I used to buy loads of loot boxes, not just for one name but also for all the other ones I use as well for the multiple accounts, simply because the loot boxes normally contain not only gold and premium time and of course some of the freebie tanks, but also because it actually gave you the opportunity to potentially get a really good premium tank as a bonus. But I won't be getting them anymore simply because Wargaming has lost any respect in my view. In fact, they're annoying a lot of their customers, as you've seen if you've watched what's going on with World of Warships. The Mighty Jingles has put up a few videos where he's actually discussed the matter, and I think a lot of people are now no longer willing to pay anything to Wargaming because out of disgust for the way they treated people, not only the paying customers but also their own staff. They've been absolutely disgraceful against their staff. And it's a pity because they do have some really good people at Wargaming. Oh, well, the Bisonte killed the Bisonte, and that's the end of the game. In fact, it was the TS5 on our team who actually killed the enemy Bisonte, but we did get the victory, so the first game is over. Let's have a look at the results. Well, the first game was an ace tanker game for EinfachVerschnurrt in the Bisonte C45. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 9, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, he got 4 exactly in the end. Fire for effect for taking out more, doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He also managed to pick up the high caliber, and of course I didn't mention that during, because while I was talking about what's happening with wargaming, he actually picked up more damage and killed the T26E4. Did he? No, he didn't actually kill that guy. He put a round in the side of him, but he actually got taken out by one of our teammates. No, he did actually kill another enemy tank. He got the Centurion, that was it, and the Pershing, and the Star 1 and the T44. So, he did get a lot of damage on the enemy. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he stood. Well, he got 4,843 hit points of damage. The second highest scorer was the Progetto with 2,697. Oh, actually, no, he wasn't. That was my mistake. It's the enemy Bisonte, 2,701. It was the one who killed him who got the second highest damage. Then it's the Progetto with 2,697. That's 4 hit points between those two tanks. I'm sorry, I got those mixed up. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those. He had 4 kills. 3 kills went to the TS5 and the Progetto and the Super Pershing on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yeah, he's got the top in that one. He's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,728 base experience points went to EinfachVerschnurrt. 1,034 went to the Progetto, and 939 went to the EBR75 FL10. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 26 rounds, got 18 direct hits and 15 penetrations, damage of 4,843 hit points, of which 1,376 were at more than 300 meters. He received 22 hits from the enemy. Only 6 of those actually penetrated, and the Pershing managed to get a couple of those, I seem to recall. 16 non-penetrations and 4,310 hit points of damage blocked by armour. If he actually had survived that battle, he probably would have got a steel wall as well. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, and 2,015 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 105,557 credits from the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away 98,586 credits. 1,728 XP, 259 for being a premium vehicle, and took away 2,851 experience points altogether. So, first battle, an ace tanker and a high caliber. Let's see how he gets on in the second battle. In the second battle, EinfachVerschnurrt is on the south spawn of Malinovka. Game started. Well, to follow on from what I was saying about wargaming, well, it's rather sad that this has happened, because there's a lot of really good people who work at wargaming, and they work very hard to try and produce good product that works for the players. But unfortunately, some of their senior management are letting the team down, and it appears their public relations department is actually causing a nightmare, because they're getting rid of staff who haven't done anything wrong, and they're just creating a public relations nightmare, because they've apologised for what they did over World of Warships, and then they've gone and broken their promise that they would fix it. They've broken it already. Yes, unfortunately, everything Jingles said, and he put it best in some of his Mingles with Jingles videos. Basically, it's a complete foul up. I mean, the game World of Warships is a very good game. Lots of people enjoy it, but the problem is that the management are so bad that they're actually causing problems which could lose them a lot of money. Now, EinfachVerschnurrt is making his way up the hill. He's right on the edge of the border. You can't see the border because I've selected without it, but that's what's slowing him down at the moment, and I think you just noticed that. So now he's speeding up. Yes, it's even affected World of Tanks, because of course that whole debacle over the Arty nerf needn't have happened. If Wargaming had actually taken notice of some of the people who were constructive, like Klaus Kellerman, then they could have limited each game to only one Arty per game, and it would have solved the problem straight away. But instead, they listened to people who hate Arty, like Circon, Skill, and Quickie Baby, and what they've done instead is they've actually nerfed Arty, and they've lost the trust of all of the Arty players, which means now the Arty players won't buy anything premium for Wargaming. So effectively they've thrown themselves onto the fire to try and help the people who actually are not doing a good job for the game. But gets around into the Kampfpanzer, high roll, second round of high roll as well. So what they're going to do now is that Wargaming are going to lose a huge amount of money simply because they attacked one group of customers to keep another group of customers happy. And what has that nerf done? It hasn't changed it. People are still using stunning ammunition and they're still getting damages. So really nothing's changed. Most Arty players are not stupid enough to use premium ammo, and as a consequence they're still getting damage on the enemy, and it's going to carry on like that. I don't know if you've been watching the videos of streamers versus Arty that keep coming out every now and then from the Twitch streams, and they're not having a very good time. They're getting badly damaged. Can you get a shot into this Skoda? He's trying to go for the cupola, but that's not close to hit. Hit the hull. Yes! Took him out, got the hull. Sorry, I was in free camera there when he actually aimed at the Skoda. He's chasing the Kampfpanzer. One shot should take him out. Oh! Well, he's actually loaded the premium ammunition at the moment because, of course, he's got to deal with these enemies coming down the hill. There's the Udas. Enemy Arty goes after the E50. The enemy Arty's a Lorraine 15551. He's racing for the dip. If you can get into this dip, you can quickly move south without being attacked by the enemy. So stay in the low ground. Oh, TNH. Ouch. Thank God there's no team damage anymore, because that probably would have cost him, because he both would have lost hit points. The enemy's trying to make his way south across the battlefield, and he's now managed to reach the copse, and this is good news, because if some of his teammates can move into the woods, he'll be able to shoot the enemy in the side, and he's found a Patriot straight off. From this position he can spot some of the enemy for his team. Gets around into the Patriot, who's quickly killed by the E50. He's also spotted the strip. He waits for the reload, pumps around in and gets a low roll. Was it a high roll, that one? 379? Yeah, high roll. And he got some spotting assist as the strip was taken out. So he's managing his shells now, trying to keep 3 reloaded at any one time, and only firing enough to actually do the job. He's found the Udas 16. Didn't get that pen. He's going to go after the Scorpion. I pump another one in. Yep, he got him. Killed him. That's taken out a dangerous opponent. But now he's got the long reload. You see our Arties are firing into that area as well. I think too many of our teammates are hanging back. The E50 went into the woods to try and find the enemy, but unfortunately he didn't stay alive very long. We've got an AMX M449, which is the plainclothes version of the Liberté, a short distance off. He's just sitting at the bottom of the hill. It's that Udas 16 and the T54 first prototype we need to get at. ELC M90 tried to go south, got killed. There's a T13 near their cap, he could be a problem, and a GSOR 1008. There's the M449. He's just too low and he's in defilade. He's right next door to the water and the ridge lines just above him, so we can't get a shot in, and I don't think our teammates can either. this is a very difficult position because if he moves and he gets spotted, he is going to take a round from the enemy, and he's still got all of his health. Oh, he's got the top of the turret now, and he's spotted a Waffenträger, but he just got spotted by the Waffenträger in return. Or it may have been the M449. The Waffenträger's being wiped out. He's gone. That's good news. He got all the spotting off that Waffenträger. He's doing a good job. He's not only keeping his shells reloaded, he's keeping his health as well. The enemy Bisonte's gone south and he's actually reached near our cap area. The Progetto's trying to hold him at bay. And I think that EinfachVerschnurrt's realised that he's got to help the Progetto as much as he can. Yeah, that Progetto's taking damage. There's the Bisonte. Now they both got the same view range, so this is where it gets a bit difficult because he's been spotted, and probably by the Bisonte. It's a 380 meter view range. At least he's got this charioteer to sit behind, and that will give him some extra armor. I think that was a shot from the FB207. Trouble is, if he's not spotted at the moment, then he might be able to get some shots on the enemy. The T-54 first prototype's been found by the Object 257, but they haven't found the UDAs. And that kind of makes me think the UDAs has fallen back even further. And the enemy Arty's been spotted. Take him out. Nice. Yes! And that was a high roll because it's a 360 Alpha and he got 390 there. There's the T-54, has been spotted. Not sure he can get a shot, but he's looking for that Bisonte. Can't see him. I think he's behind that building there. The Progetto's got the help of the TNH 105-1000. There's the T-54. I think he's in the dip as well. Can't get that. Yeah, the first prototype is in the dip next to the water. Oh, he can shoot the UDAs. And he gets a nice hit and a high roll. Shakes the reticule, gets a kill. There's the T-30. Remember, he's got the 155mm gun. Capable of doing a lot of damage very quickly. Okay, they took care of the T-54 first prototype, so he's now moving in. Where is that T-30? The GSOR's one is down in the south. So there's only the T-30 guarding their cap area. If we can creep up on him, we need to get down into that low ground. We're on the heights at the moment. We need to get low. He's fired one round using the right hand mouse button to hold it on aim before shooting in. Use the bush mechanic to keep the keep himself invisible from the enemy. I'm sure that T-30 is still there. He's using the rock for cover. The Bisonte is going after our Progetto, so he's going to make a move. Needs to get low. He's been spotted. The T-30 is starting to get hit. This is where it can help. He's loaded 3 rounds of standard arm and piercing. I hope he doesn't regret that because he might need the extra penetration. T-30s can be very tough to kill. Using the rocks for cover, he's moving up. They've also got a very long reload, T-30s, so if he can get around him after he's fired, then he should be able to take him out. The T-30's just fired. He just took out our K91 PT, so now he's reloading, and there's nothing he can do. EinfachVerschnurrt's taken the right moment to kill the T-30, but he takes a round from him anyway. 409 lost. That one went in, low roll, get the kill shot. Yes! Gets him. That's his 5th kill. One more kill, and there's only one enemy left. It's the GSR 1008. If he can kill that guy, he gets the top gun. He's already showing close to the highest damage in the game. He's only got to get another 136 hit points to get 20%. He's played very well to get this much damage with only taking that one shot from the T30, and he's now got 3 shots to wipe out the GSR, who must be hiding behind that building. There he is! Just spot the corner of the vehicle, stop and shoot. You can take him out here. First shot goes in, he gets that. Second kills the enemy, wins the game. And I think he did get the top gun and the high caliber as well. Excellent play by EinfachVerschnurrt in the Bisonte C45. He got another ace tanker in that game. He also got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 6, a 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, and he also picked up a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and this time round he got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. That last kill was the 6th one. Let's have a look at team score. There you go, highest damage in the game, 4,407. He didn't throw away his hit points unnecessarily. And the other Bisonte on the enemy team did 3,500, and I think that's 85. The 3rd highest damage in the game went to the FB4004, the Conway, who managed to get 3,458. So again, he was another player who was actually doing a lot of damage to the enemy, but staying a long way back. That Borsig really wasn't very helpful to this team at all. When it came to kills, it was EinfachVerschnurrt. Again, he managed to get 6 kills in the game. 3 kills went to the enemy Bisonte, 2 kills to the T30 on the enemy team, the Conway, and also the TNH 105-1000. When it came to base XP, yes, he's got that one as well. Yes, he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,791 to EinfachVerschnurrt, 901 went to the Charioteer, and 848 went to the Progetto, who did survive the battle. He fired 24 rounds in that game, got 17 direct hits and 16 penetrations. Damage of 4,407 hit points of damage, of which 927 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see most of the damage he did was at close range. 2 hits received from the enemy, 1 penetration, 1 non-penetration, 460 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed. So he actually damaged 2/3 of the enemy team and wiped out 2/5 of the enemy team. 3,519 hit points of spotting assist. 103,876 credits on a premium count, 65,000 credits from personal missions payout, and after repairs, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he took away a profit of 167,211 credits. That's a really good score. 1,791 XP, 269 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 2,956 experience points altogether. So yes, the Bisonte C45 can actually be a very, very good tank if it's handled by the right player. And EinfachVerschnurrt obviously knows how to handle this tank exceptionally well. He didn't take much in the way of damage this time round. Last time in the previous game, yes, he came up against some enemies who were actually able to strip away some of his hit points towards the end of the game, which ended up with him getting killed. But at least he got an ace tanker out of it. He got the top in all 3 columns. And in this game, he came out even better. And despite the fact that I was very worried when he went face to face with that T30, because those tanks can do a huge amount of damage, he still managed to pull it off, kill the guy without taking a shot, and then went on to get the final kill of the game. So very well played by EinfachVerschnurrt. I hope you enjoyed these replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And do remember that we've got another video coming up featuring the Bisonte C45 and EinfachVerschnurrt. And of course we've got a sister channel called The General, where you can watch replays without any commentary whatsoever, just straight battles, getting medals like Pools medals and Kolobanov medals, and there's nothing to distract you, just a really great game. Thanks for watching this video.